Here it is. Here it is, everybody.
Just watch the fucking film!
Correct. I agree. And shut the fuck up. Watch the movie and shut the fuck up. If you don't want to watch the movie, you don't have to. You don't have to. And guess what? There's more than one Star War. It's plural. It's Star Wars. There's lots of them. There's so fucking many. Hold on to your butts, everybody. I have so many clips I gotta catch up on. Mainly because I haven't been eating them up, but there's so many. I got Ben Shapiro being so happy about his movie. I've got a new person. Actually, maybe we'll start with that. I'm not completely familiar with this individual. This is gonna be our first time watching Isaac Butterfield. So stay tuned. I was just a little bit curious because the title of this video is Star Wars Introduces a Transgender Jedi, which, if it was a cause of celebration, perhaps, that would be a different thing. But I'm gonna guess he's not too pleased about this.
Right, everybody, it's time for a test. We ready for a test? I love tests. The question is, to all of you, and who can answer me first, what does Star Wars need to do to take their films, their franchise, to the next level? That's what I want to know. Is it more like amazingly like choreographed like fight scenes? No. Incredible adventures to the outer reaches of space? God, no. Unbelievable like story arcs and characters that are like totally out of this world? Now you're on to something. Okay, you're on to something there. What Star Wars needs, kids, one of the oldest franchises and most successful franchises in all of film, what it needs is finally a transgender Jedi. Oh, finally! I know it's like 2020 and stuff and it's great and I don't have a problem with it, but...
So this is just Reaction Andy 101, I guess. Like, all right. This is total side note. Sidebar, everybody. I need to say this. I'm getting really tired of seeing all these super rich YouTubers, male YouTubers, with completely empty houses. And I don't mean like fill it with possessions, fill it with stuff, but I just mean put some plants in there or something. Like I've seen this so many times. They live in these mansions. They have these McMansions, the biggest houses they can buy, because they're like, oh, I'm a rich YouTuber, I gotta fill it up. But then they're just empty. They're just like, why do you need that much space then? Why not live in a little teeny condo or an apartment? Make it cozy at least. Why do you need to have a McMansion if that's all you do?
Why? Did anyone actually ask for it? How dare you ask why, you cis white male piece of shit! Oh my god, you people make me absolute. G'day ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're doing not bad. Here's one for you.
Well, there's a bit of a contrast. Here's the set. So definitely spends a lot of time curating stuff for the set. The set is decorated. It's a decorated affair. Me dick stanky? Is that what that says?
Lucasfilm reportedly wants to introduce
there's all his possessions. It's just crammed into one room.
A trans Jedi to the future Star Wars projects. Thank Christ! Can I just say thank fuck? It's about time! It should have happened years ago. This scene should have been completely different. Instead of Darth Vader carrying on about gender and telling Luke, who's gender non-binary, that he was his father, he should have definitely said, I am your gender-neutral biological provider of sperm cells. Which women could also have sperm cells. You bigot. Yeah, this video is going to get a whole lot fucking weirder, so stick around. But before we do, this video is brought to you by the...
Before the sponsor, and I'm going to say, because like we're only a minute and 41 seconds into this, I'm guessing this is pretty much going to be the ethos of the whole video. My response is going to be pretty much the same throughout. And that is, like, why the fuck do you care? Seriously, why the fuck do you care? Why do you care about this? Why do you care so much about this that you had to make a whole, like, YouTube video about it? That's getting a fuck ton of views, too. What is this? 305,829 views so far. Why do you care? Like, is it because it's affecting your beloved franchise? Did you invent Star Wars? Do you think you have control over that? Learn to script.
The amazing people at Crush Organics. Crush Organics are amazing purveyors of CBD, CBD. It's good for right stand up and things like that. I read everything in the coming online. And
8-minute video.
these are good people. Go and check them out.
Oh, we're back.
Now, before I freak people out about the whole transgender thing, let me just clarify something. I tweeted something the other day about the gender pronouns. People who use he, him, she, her, and they put it in their Twitter bio. I ended up in a little argument with this dude because he was talking shit about Joe Rogan. And I said anyone with pronouns in their fucking Twitter bio needs to be lolled at because they're dick/balls. Now,
So brave.
people freaked out about that. Are you transphobic? Yada yada. What I mean
Is this what it feels like to be an alpha in Australia? I guess it's different per country, but is this like big alpha energy? Is this the leader of the wolf pack?
is this dude right here was talking shit about Joe Rogan. He is obviously a man. He's not trying to transition. He is a man. It's the same with Camilla Harris. She's got she, her in her Twitter bio. The thing is, if you're trying to transition from male to female, female to male, whatever, and you want to have your gender pronouns there so you can tell people that you're this or you're that, fucking good on you, champ. It helps out. It's great, right? But if you're obviously a fucking fully grown man, it's like me having mine in there. You know?
This is going to be yet another response from me, which, again, why the fuck do you care? Why do you care? Why the fuck do you care about that? What business is it of yours? How does that affect you? And if you want to know the reason people do that, it's a sign of solidarity. It's trying to normalize the idea of it. It also furthers the conversation because it's something right now that not everyone knows about. The idea that gender is a social construct, for example. It also helps make people who are trans feel more welcome in the world, a world that, for the most part, treats them like utter shit. Because, again, assholes like you.
You know what I've got between my legs? Little fucking what's doing. It doesn't need to be there. And that's why those type of people are the biggest pieces of shit on earth. And I see this all the time, particularly on Twitter. Someone will be talking shit about me. I go to their profile and it's got she, her, he, him, and I just go, what a fucking wanker. Ever since Disney purchased...
I can't wait to add that into my bigoted video where I'm being super transphobic. Yeah, that sounds great. We're gonna have fun.
Just the Star Wars franchise, the company has done a decent job with improving representation in the series. Oh, thank Christ. The latest trilogy of films was multicultural and with a strong female lead, while Rogue One, a Star Wars story, featured no white male protagonists. Oh, and can I just say, seeing how there was no white male protagonists in that particular film, I just couldn't watch it, you know? I can't watch shows unless those people look exactly like me because I freak out. I can't sit there and listen to a story unless they look exactly like me, okay? To the point where I can't watch a show unless the dude, a male, is 6'8" and has a beard, all right? I can't even watch the Ned Kelly version that was done by Heath Ledger even though he had a beard but he's slightly shorter than me. I can't do it. Do you know how fucking stupid that sounds?
It's not about you. That's not why. It's all to piss off you. That's it.
That's how you sound when you say, oh, we need more black people here, Asian people here, white people need to fuck off, we need to put some...
Like, do you have any idea how weird it must have been for anyone who wasn't a white male throughout, I don't know, most of cinematic history to have to watch movies? And that's like, you know, the majority of the world. The majority of the world is not white and male. So they were still watching the same movies as you. All the big blockbusters, all the huge films, and they only saw white males as the leads. That must have been very, very strange. Very strange for such a long time. And that, for unfortunate reasons, was what Hollywood thought would be the way that movies continue to sell. They'll only sell if we follow these set demographics. And luckily, the Overton window has changed. We're better now.
Hispanic people over there, just watch the fucking film and pick the best actors for it.
Wait, why don't you follow your own advice? Like this is exactly correct. Here it is. Here it is, everybody.
Just watch the fucking film.
Correct. I agree. And shut the fuck up. Watch the movie and shut the fuck up. If you don't want to watch the movie, you don't have to. You don't have to. And guess what? There's more than one Star War. It's plural. It's Star Wars. There's lots of them. There's so fucking many. Do you know how many franchises Disney Plus is like proposing right now? How many TV series they're gonna throw on there? I think there's like 13 or 14 series planned. There's so many movies. There's so many Star Wars. It's a goddamn Star genocide. Don't worry. If you don't want to watch the one that happens to have a trans Jedi, you can watch something else. You do not have to watch it. You have the freedom to do that. There's also virtually like zero trans representation in that series, at least not like part of the films anyways.
And pick the best actors for it. If they are black, brown, white, pick them. Who cares? But even though Disney is attempting to make the Star Wars...
Are you really trying to do that? Like the same argument that's made for jobs? I just want the best person to get picked for the best role. It's not how art works sometimes. Like, if you have a character, like, I don't know. I think that there's probably some very talented white actors that could play MLK, for example. But I wouldn't want to see that. And if you're about to say, well, no, but MLK wasn't a fictional character, sure. But if you are writing fictional characters, you would also have to write them of varied races, right? It's not like the actor is just so good that we pick them for that role when the role is written for an Asian woman. Like that wouldn't make any sense at all. It's like, well, no, but please, the most talented actor clearly was the cis white guy. The cis white guy was the most talented, so why is he not playing that role? I'm just saying, I think there's some, it's kind of discrimination, all right? This is affirmative action in cinema.
Universe, a diverse place. The series has struggled with LGBTQ plus inclusion. Yes.
I know. People are like, hey, by the way, Scarlett Johansson, I know. It's an actual problem in the opposite direction. They get white people to play Asian people. Like, because they're just like, I don't know. I don't think this film, what is this, Ghost in the Shell? I don't think it can sell unless we get Scarlett Jo in there. It's like, oh, what character is she going to play? Oh, the main character, the Asian one. I was like, oh, so is the whole cast, are you going to just like Caucasianify the entire cast? Is it taking place in America? Is it like a reappropriation of story? No, same story. And it's still set in Japan. But again, the lead is suddenly white. We don't have to explain it. She's a robot. No one will think too much about this. It's great. Tom Cruise played a samurai. Hey, he was the last samurai. And that wasn't about him playing an Asian person, okay? That was him being a white savior. He was a white savior. He was the one. Do you remember when the British slaughter all the samurai and the evil British are like, yeah, we're going to kill all the samurai. Who's the only one talented enough to survive the onslaught? Like all the other samurai who had been training their entire lives, the ones who trained Tom Cruise, by the way, they all die. Every single one. But Tom Cruise, like, oh, yeah, good thing I was the last samurai, literally trained by these people, and yet not nearly as talented as them to avoid utter slaughter. There you go. They don't do their own stunts like Tom. True. No one did the Tom Cruise stunts. Matthew McConaughey for Princess Leia. I thought you were going to say Matthew McConaughey for Princess Mononoke. I was like, now we're talking. Hey, I would watch that movie. I would watch Matthew McConaughey as Princess Mononoke. Okay. I'm ready for it. Because honestly, I think there's too many Asian actors playing Asian characters these days. We need more white men to play Asian characters in cinema. It's the only way. So let's have this happen.
It's a fucking movie. Who gives a fuck if one of the characters is bisexual? That has no impact on the plot. Unless, I don't know, they're trying to blow up the fucking Death Star. I don't know nothing about Star Wars. They're trying to blow up the Death Star, and before they can blow up the Death Star and push the button...
Then why do you care? Why do you care? You're not even a fan of the franchise. That's fucked. At least the quartering pretends. At least he's like, well, this affects Batman because I watch Batman all the time, so I don't want a black female Batman. And fine, you're still a bigot, the quartering. You're still a bigot at the end of the day, but at least you're a fan. You're a fan and you somehow feel it's yours. It's like my special little me. Oh yeah, I can't have this franchise affected, but you don't even watch the fucking franchise. So you just hate trans people. That's all there is to it. You just hate trans people, and yet you don't want them in cinema.
To blow up the Death Star, they get asked the question. They say, right, you can only push this button if you root Princess Leia, but then you have to root Jar Jar Binks, right? And then everyone goes, well, I don't want to do that because I'm either gay or I'm straight, and I don't want to have sex with both. And then one person in the back puts their hand up and goes, I'm bisexual and I'm included, so I'm going to fuck both of them, and then they'll blow up the Death Star.
Did you think the character is going to introduce itself as like, hi, I'm the Trans Jedi? Or are they going to do like a mind trick? I am the Trans Jedi. Is that what the fuck you think is going to happen? It probably won't be brought up at all. They're just saying it's part of the canon. That's what has happened every other time when this usually happens. Like in video games, for example, if they introduce a non-binary character, the character doesn't introduce itself as like, hi, I'm non-binary. Let's go like kill some people. It's always like, by the way, this is just part of the storyline.
That is the only situation where being bisexual would have anything to do with being on Star Wars. Yet Disney has done a poor job of LGBTQ plus representation in the past. There was plenty of discussions about Star Wars universe first same-sex kiss.
Yeah, because that was just ridiculous. That's just like, this is the same thing as YouTube changing its logo to the Pride flag during Pride Month, and then all of a sudden being like, yeah, no, we totally support LGBTQ issues, but at the same time, we'll demonetize any video that talks about this. Yeah, no, that's not monetizable. But at the same time, you know, like, go team, we're all in this together, right?
In the Rise of Skywalker, which ended up happening in the background. That was disgusting. They should have been fucking in the foreground. That's what should have been happening. They should have been fucking right in front of RD2T to RD.
No,
and
the
they should have been using
it was performative.
Fuck, why can't I say it? R2, the fucking beat bopper. And they should have been using R2D2 as a big old vibrator. That's what should have been happening. Even though Disney has attempted to push for inclusivity in the past within the Star Wars franchise, it has been hit or miss. Hopefully, this inclusion will be a way for Star Wars to show just how lovely and diverse the galaxy truly is. I have a question for you, to the trans people out there. I'm sure some of you are watching this. Does any of you even slightly give a fuck if a Jedi is transgender? I guarantee you that no one does.
Oh, you hear that? You're going to be cisplained to now. It's going to be the cis guy. He's going to explain to all of you what you want, right? Yeah. I guarantee.
No one's caring about this. No one's asking for that. And the reason is because Disney doesn't give a shit. Star Wars don't give a shit. Lucasfilm don't give a shit. They are doing this just to...
But you really give a shit. Holy fuck.
Virtue signal to advertisers so they go, hang on, these guys are so inclusive, let's give them more money.
That could be true. That could be true. All right. That's the first thing you've said so far that I'll be like, well, besides that other point, but that could be very true. All right. There's no question about that. That doesn't mean that suddenly representation is a terrible thing. Do you know the suicide rate for members of the trans community is almost at 50%? Like, if you genuinely want to prevent trans children from contemplating suicide, wouldn't it be nice if they lived in a world where they weren't vilified by assholes like this and or had representation in cinema? The same way that you have for everything. Like, you already have all the movies, all the franchises. Like, what's next? I want to see his video on Crazy Rich Asians. Is he gonna be like, I don't get it. Why is the cast filled with Asians? Like, why were they the best actors to play those roles? It could have been filled with white people. I want to see Crazy Rich Asians filled with an all-white cast. Otherwise, we have a problem here. Like, there's something fundamentally wrong with what we're doing.
Advertise our products with their movie, and then everyone makes more money. But guess what? Nothing happens for the trans people. They get a fucking lightsaber dude walking around with a dick and balls and possibly a vagina as well. And that's wonderful. I think they should all have dick, balls and vaginas. Who gives a shit? But these things don't happen for you.
You? Again, you give a shit. You're talking about intersex people.
None of these things that happen in the films or in magazines happen for you. They happen for the people who are trying to promote their product. Don't forget that. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. My dick stinks. Keep it moist, and I'll see you all.
I thought it was like just part of this whole like motif, but like that's the actual slogan of the show. Gross. Anyways, yeah, he sucks. He really fucking sucks. God damn.
If you want us to advertise your channel or work, please go to weareserfs.com and email us a 20 to 30 second ad, and we'll take it on to the end of one of our videos to help promote your leftist channel or progressive something. Whatever you do.
To our gods, I'm Raph, Xander Corvus, and Schlatsky. We shall build golden idols in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, you have our undying fealty. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Hans Josephin, C. Bartlett, Jimothy K. Meeple Beeps Jr., Bisexual Black Gamer, and Trofox, we shall carry your banners onto the battlefield. To our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Byte, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Jimmy Bignuts, Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, that's solid poon then, Dr. Zayas, Yoppie, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Thomas Barrington, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Alexander Thaler, Ali Rada Jayafer, Alex Gauvin, Radical Maniac, The Great Houdini, and Callie Kotka. We salute you.